Okay guys, before we get on with the TA and showing you some of these new charts, I would like to point out, so I made a tweet on the 15th. This is a chart I created and I actually published this on TradingView. Now yesterday, this was on the first page of TradingView, the home page of TradingView in the third spot. I'm going to show you where it's at now. It's just kind of funny. But I got a tweet from Carl. He replied to, and this is to me directly, and I guess he goes on TradingView, probably looks at other people's charts to get ideas and whatnot. But he saw my chart and he said this must be a joke. Well, actually, it's not a joke. If you actually pay attention to it and see what I was trying to show you, this is a very possible scenario. Apparently, him and his followers, all they could see is a bicycle, which is understandable, the people that follow Carl. But, it's not a joke. But you know what is a joke? So this is Carl on the 12th, all right? Listen to what he had to say. Look, altcoin season.
I want to do some technical analysis on both of these coins, and I want to talk about this altcoin season that is exploding right now. And I also want to explain to you how I was able to call this altcoin season even before it happened, and also
So that was the 12th, and here's the next day. Here's the 13th. Altcoin season over.
Yeah. So basically, it is possible that the altcoin season for now might be over, basically, if we were to get...
So congratulations, Mr. Pimples. You called an altcoin season that lasted one day. This guy is the joke. But anyway, so this chart that I put out, again, it was on the first page, and I took a screenshot of this just because I saw how fast it was moving down. Again, this has 7,587 views, 115 likes, 80 comments. And it was down here with other charts that have 718 views, 339 views, 14 likes, 7 comments, 20 likes, 1 comment. And this was, I don't even want to hit refresh because I'm sure it's probably gone by now. You guys are welcome. Go under asset class and click on cryptocurrencies to see if you can find it. This is probably 30 minutes ago. But again, this is the 39th page. Move down from the first page of TradingView down to the 39th page of cryptocurrencies. And now my chart is next to charts that have 290 views, 48 views, 1 like, 0 comments, 6 likes, 1 comment. So, it's possible, people said, oh, I don't want to see stuff like this negative about Bitcoin. And maybe they, reported at TradingView and TradingView pushed it down. Or maybe there's something to this and certain people don't want you to see this possible scenario. Which to me, that's more proof to me that this could play out because a chart ranking this well getting pushed down this fast, there's got to be a reason to that. So guys, anyways, I just thought it was kind of funny how fast this chart was pushed down. This is a published chart, so I'll have a link to it in the description if you want to check it out. But anyways, let's get on with the TA and show you these new charts and what I'm expecting. So guys, as promised, I went to Chartathon and updated all of my charts. So if you're currently subscribed to my charts, any charts that say 214, these are the newest charts that I created from scratch. The ones that say 213, these are the ones that I just updated. And the ones that have the older dates, those have not been touched yet. I have not added these to the list of charts. This is for anybody that's not subscribed to my charts, can see what charts are on the website. I will be updating these so you can see those charts. Again though, just make sure that the 214 are the newest charts, 213 are updated charts. But I would like to go through some of these charts and show you how they played out. I did not publish these. If you do go to my Twitter page, you can see I made a post on the 15th. This is showing how the charts were before. So you can go here and use this as a reference. This is the actual image that I used when I made the tweet. But you can go back and look at that post I made, and you can see how these charts were before. And you can see here, I'll show you this one. This is the Bitcoin futures chart, which I actually created from scratch. But let me go through and show you these. This one was kind of a eureka moment when I made this chart. You can see this yellow fib circle. This is one fib circle here, and you got this white fib circle right here. So you can see that when we cross this yellow ring, this is where we capitulated from 6K to 3K. And you can see the next ring out, as soon as we hit it, we had another drop. And we were coming up on this ring again, so it only makes sense that we'd be having to drop across this ring, plus we were at resistance. And you can see this white ring. We couldn't make it past this white ring. We came down, found support on this ring, came up above. When we dropped past, when we dropped through this white ring, we had another drop. And we couldn't make it above this white ring. So, you know, the white ring and the yellow ring told me it was very likely that we were coming down. You can see this curve, it follows right up it in this white ring. And we had perfect support riding up this yellow ring. And again, you know, I made that post about this. That was here on the 15th. You can check this out. You can see where it was. We were coming up right at it, and I was pointing out every time we broke the yellow ring, we dropped, and we broke the white ring, we dropped. So, and let me go to the next chart. So this is the futures chart. Now this is now we have a lot of gaps. All right, so above us we have a gap between 10,225 and 10,085. And you can see currently when we dropped, we found perfect support. Well, we dropped below, but we retraced back up to this yellow ring. So I see this playing out two different ways. One, we could just push back up and we could fill this gap up here at 10,220. Or we could continue down because we have a gap between 8,575 and 8,540. So we could continue down, fill this gap, then come back up and fill this gap. Or we could continue lower because we have a gap that has not been filled yet down here at 7,700 and 7,685. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out if we fill this gap and then come back up, because it could play out a number of ways. But just remember, these gaps do tend to get filled. We have one above us and we have some below us. But the main thing I want to point out is, you know, whether we fill this gap, come back up here and fill this gap, or we come up, fill this gap, and then fill this one, the only thing I want to point out is what kind of worries me, and this is why I think the bearish scenario could play out. If we come down, in order for us to fill this gap before breaking this major support line right here, let me zoom out so you see the bigger picture. Let me zoom out a bit more. So you can see that, and this is the futures chart, so it doesn't go back past December 17th, 2020. But you can see this is the structure we're in. This trend line is the top right here, and this trend line is the bottom. This is our support. So to me, if we break this support level right here, I think that's when the extended bear market really begins. And the point I'm trying to make, guys, for us to fill this gap without breaking this trend line, we would have to drop straight down right now and fill this gap. And what are the chances of that happening? I don't see that happening. But my point is, if we fill this gap past February 20th, anytime after February 20th, if we fill this gap, we're going to be breaking below this trend line that's been giving us support for so long, which again, I think that would trigger this extended bear market, which that chart right here, I think that's when it comes into play, because this line right here, this line, if I can get my mouse on it, this line right here, once we break that, that is what played out here. As soon as we broke support of the bottom, this support right here, that's when we started coming down. We fell into this channel. Same thing here, we're moving up this channel right here. As soon as we break out of this channel, we fall into this channel right here. You can see fib channel 2. Again, guys, check this out. It's in the description. Anybody can view it. But what I'm saying is, if we break this support, I mean, I think that we are coming down, guys, and I do think this gap will get filled, and it's going to get filled sometime after the 20th. And when that happens, we break this support, and I think that's when the cascading effect, people selling in this extended bear market will come to fruition. So it'll be interesting to watch and see how this plays out. But don't forget, guys, we have two gaps below and we have one gap above. So it'll be interesting to watch this play out. So this is the Kraken chart I made. You can see as soon as we broke this blue ring, we came down, found support on this orange ring. Then you see we were working with these fib lines in this fib channel perfectly. We were riding up it, found resistance, came down. As soon as we broke it, we crashed down. We moved back up, we found resistance, found support, found resistance, we couldn't make it above this ring, came down, found perfect support. Now we're moving back up. We'll have to see what happens, but you can see we are respecting these orange fib circles here. This here is a BitMEX chart. You can see we're respecting these yellow fib circles. You see we're finding support on it. We found resistance. We're also respecting this yellow ring right here. Came up as resistance. Respecting the lines in these fib channels. This was a lot of strong support. We finally broke it. We came down. We found support right on this ring. Pushed up this yellow ring. Couldn't make it above it. We came down. We're pretty much riding right down this white ring. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we cross this yellow ring. Either we'll continue to ride up this ring, or when we cross this yellow ring, we'll have a drop. This is a BLX chart. I was playing around on the more macro scale to see what I could find, and this was kind of interesting. You can see that this ring right here, this ring capitulated from 6K to 3K. We came up, and you can see that we found support on this ring perfectly, and we got topped out right here at this yellow ring, and this blue ring, and this green ring. So I was just kind of playing around with this chart to see what I could find. Again, all of these charts are on the website. It'll be interesting to see what happens if we continue down. By the way, guys, I added moving averages. I have them turned off on some of these charts because I'm showing you what's going on. But I also added the VPVR to kind of help you with targets. This here is the Bybit chart. Again, all of these are shown on that image I showed you, which is on the in that tweet I made. Let's see. So this is a Bybit chart here. You can see where it was. This was the first major drop. You can see these red rings. So you can see we pretty much have been respecting each one of these red rings. We had our first drop. Also this blue ring too. We came down, we dropped, we came back up. It was resistance. Found perfect support on it, moved up. Found resistance here at this line in this fib channel. Came down to support. As soon as we broke it, we dropped down right to this one. You see respecting this yellow line in this fib channel. We're finding resistance on this ring right here, this orange ring. If we cannot get above this, and I expect us to come down more. Again, if we do push above this and find support, you know, it's possible we could push up and fill that gap up around 10,000. That's what I'm waiting to pay attention to see if that happens. But as long as we stay underneath this, again, guys, always compare different charts because you can find possible scenarios or patterns we might be in. That's why it's good to have, you know, multiple perspectives to see what price is doing. But it looks like, you know, we might have further to the downside. You know, we're either going to go up and fill the $10,000 gap, or we're going to go down and fill the $8,500 gap. And guys, if we come down and fill that 7,700 gap, I think it's game over. I think we're going down a lot lower. And again, this is that chart. If you want to check it out, it is in the description. Guys, again, I told you, as soon as I have the new charts up, price is going up to $40 per month. I will leave it at $20 for the next few hours for some of you that, you know, are maybe busy and didn't have a chance to sign up. I will leave it at $20. Again, those that have already subscribed for $20 a month, you will continue to be charged $20 a month. If you cancel and then renew, it will be $40 a month. And anyone subscribes after I change it to $40 a month, again, that's the price. But I will be putting new charts on the website and keep you guys updated. But that's pretty much it, guys. Just remember, we do have some gaps above and some gaps below, so let's just watch and see how it plays out. But do pay attention to this major support right here. If we break this support to fill this gap, I think once we come down below this blue line, that is when this scenario plays out. And guys, do pay attention to this chart. You can see right here, you know, this was the trajectory price was following. This was our support right here in this fib channel. Fib channel 1. We're moving it up. We're moving up this channel. You can see when we drop down, we drop right down to the 0.786. I found support, and then we pushed up this ring out. This is the outer ring. This is our resistance. You see when we dropped down, we dropped all the way down to the 0.618. That's when we pushed back up to the outer ring for resistance. You can see the 0.786, this blue line goes right through the center of this triangle. And the same thing played out here. I mean, that's why I'm saying this is playing out identical to our previous bear market. You can see this line right here, this blue line, this is the 0.786. It goes right from recapitulated from 6K to 3K right through the apex of the triangle. And you can see that we dropped right down to the 0.618, just like we dropped down to the 0.618 here. And then we pushed up. Blue line goes through the center. and then the outer ring right here was our resistance. So again, if we break this support, guys, and this is the halving right here, this white line is the halving. Everybody's hyping up the halving. Oh, we're going to go so much higher. You know, I think the halving is just going to sucker a lot of people in. They're going to put their money into it thinking it's going to go higher, and then all of a sudden, down we go. So anyways, guys, this is not a bicycle. This is an actual chart with a scenario they can play out. So check it out. Again, it'll be in the description, and if you want to access my charts, that information is in the description as well. That's it, guys. Till the next video.